In a village of Umuoma, there lived a man called Mr. Uzodimma. He left his village for greener pastures in another country, where he got a good job and started working for the government. He was very dedicated to his work, and his boss and colleagues really liked him, but he had one habit: he spent his money on women. Later on, he met a woman from that country and married her. She gave him 2 males and 3 daughters, and one of his sons, the last child, was so fond of his father, Mr. Uzodimma. However, this didn't stop him from going after other women. Mr. Uzodimma worked for 15 years, but the organization he was working for started having challenges, which led him to desire to go back to his father's land. He didn't have much money with him, so his wife refused to go with him, and they divorced. Mr. Uzodimma took his last son with him, but the others stayed back with their mother. Mr. Uzodimma started doing minor works until he got another job with a government organization. He went back to his old habit. One day, a woman came to his house saying she was pregnant for him and wanted nothing but for him to marry her, or she would create problems for him in public and his workplace. So, he had no choice but to marry her. From that day, things changed for the worse. He stopped going out for women, which seemed like a good thing, but he became a drunkard because he had no money due to his wife. He beat her all the time, and after their first child, a baby boy, she disagreed to have another baby. As years went by, the 2 boys grew into young men. The elderly one, Nana, stopped schooling at an early age and started a business to take care of himself. He avoided his stepmom and brother, and even his father was too weak to support him. The second one, Nayemeka, followed his mom's footsteps, never having respect for his father. He lived his life recklessly, joining a cult group at school, getting into many troubles, causing his father to spend a lot from hospital to police station till he dropped out of college. He didn't change even a bit or have any regrets, and his mom had no problem with it, but his father saw it all as a disgrace but was unable to say anything about it. Nayemeka was now staying home, waiting for his father every day to give him money. Unfortunately, his father had just lost his job. One fateful day, Mr. Uzodimma was done preparing for work when his wife stopped him from going out to work, just for him to give her money to do shopping for herself. However, he tried making her understand that he hadn't received his salary for 2 months because they hadn't paid him, but she was careless, even knowing the situation going on with the government at the present time. They both got into an argument, and he pushed her away from the door. She fell and screamed in pain. Mr. Uzodimma got scared, trying to help her up to check if she was hurt, but it was nothing serious. Then, their son Nayemeka ran in, asking what had happened. His mom was still screaming that he wanted to kill her. "He was beating me," she answered her son, faking pain and crying. Nayemeka faced his father, shouting at him, then ran into the kitchen and carried a knife. Immediately, his father saw it and ran out of the house. Nayemeka promised to kill him if he stepped into the house. For 4 days, he didn't sleep in the house until some of his father's friends had to come and beg for mercy on his behavior. When Mr. Uzodimma came back to the house, his son made him beg his wife for forgiveness. Those days, he wasn't able to go to work, and that's when the workers' salaries were paid, and some people were to be sacked. Because he wasn't at work for those days, he was included, and that's how he lost his job. However, he was paid for the months he worked for, and he started doing driving work. He hardly came back early but late and drunk. He had no peace. The little money he got, his son Nayemeka would collect it by force from him for him and his mom. When he came home with nothing after spending it on breaks, he ended up getting beaten by his son. They would cook, and he would get nothing. He started eating out. The stepmom started putting eyes on Nana, telling Nayemeka to start fighting with his brother and make sure he got more of the hesitance. However, Nana had tried to explain to Nayemeka that he couldn't find a job for him. Nana moved away from the main house to the family house to take care of himself. Some months later, Nayemeka started pressuring his father to sell their only land so he could start a business with the money. However, his father said no, the land was for Nayemeka as the eldest. Nayemeka said he didn't care but he had to sell it and share the money. Mr. Uzodimma refused. When Nayemeka saw that his father wouldn't give in, he started destroying his father's properties. This got his father tired, and he eventually sold the land, giving Nyimeka 70% and Nana 30%. Nana said nothing but took it like that. Nyimeka bought a kiki with the money, spending it on clubbing, sleeping around with women, drinking, and nothing else. His mother got some of it and had to start selling vegetables to feed herself after she spent the money to enjoy herself. Meanwhile, his father continued drinking and ended up in an accident but survived, though he lost his job. He later got work as a gateman. Nyimeka got a lady pregnant, but they hadn't been in peace, always beating her. After they had their second child, she left him. He then sold his kiki and spent the money on nothing. Later, Mr. Uzodimma fell sick, and no one took care of him. He died. Nyimeka said the only land their family house was built on should be sold for Mr. Uzodimma's burial. Nana disagreed, saying it's their family house and shouldn't be sold. However, Nana supported Nyimeka again, and the land was sold. Nyimeka ran away with the money and gave some to his mother. When the elders of the community asked where he went and were angry about what Nyimeka did, his mom supported him and refused to tell his whereabouts. After some months, an unthinkable thing happened. Nyimeka was brought back to his mother, very sick. 4 days later, he died. Until now, no one knows what led to his death.